judging by the previous game that we saw, 4GG has the advantage here, and he has the good sense as a S-class Terran player to be able to hold this. And he's pushing out with Goliaths and tanks now. Iris has got that single Wraith out, and he's got tanks in position, so he'll be able to defend this. But we're going to be seeing this game going well into the mid game, and it kind of looks very similar to the game we just saw against Later, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. Although the because of the choke point, the push at the start was sorry,
less effective.
Less effective. Well, it almost wasn't there.
Yeah. Quite right. So we've got Iris taking a look at this barracks here and firing some rockets at it. But 4GG will be saying no thanks. I want to keep that barracks because I need to be getting enough vision to see those tanks and keeping that contain on. Now, what you're probably seeing, I mean, just grabbing another beer there, Rob?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Now, judging by what happened last game, we're probably seeing 4GG go for a third base a lot quicker than Iris does, and this is very interesting that the expansion positions on this map. I mean, I don't know too much about Medusa, but we've got both players sieging up, and Iris has got a barracks crucially over the ledge. But these tanks, they're missing a lot more than 4GG's tanks, and the carnage, oh my god, and all these tanks dying. But I think that 4GG has the advantage. Oh, he lost his tank, but had he kept that tank alive, he would have had that overlooking advantage over 4G over Iris's base, and would have been able to shell that starport. So yes, I guess we don't know enough about this map. Hey, I mean, I didn't realize that he could do this, and two more tanks coming in from behind, killing Iris's tank. So 4GG's tank looks like we'll be able to sweep over that ridge and actually put some pressure on Iris's base. Ouch.
And the thing about this is Iris would have needed the starport and the add-on to make dropships to counter this push.
Yeah,
which he has just lost.
Yeah. Medusa being a new map to us all, and I think 4GG playing this map very well. As you can see, expertly moving the tanks into just the perfect range, repairing one of them with an SUV. That starport, as you said, Rob, won't be able to produce any wraiths or dropships, and he won't really be able to deal with the tanks on the ledge like that because 4GG has vision. He's got plenty of tanks there, and he's got the advantage really in terms of hit miss. You know, and Iris is adding more factories down. Iris is getting an expansion down at the 9 o'clock, but will that be enough?
It could be enough. It depends all about the scouting. If 4GG spots it, at the moment Iris is busy and is defending the right hand flank of his base.
Yeah, quite on. There's Vaul's
the blackout again.
Vaul screensaver again, especially while this is going. But look, what I can tell you, even though I'm not watching the game right now, is that 4GG probably is thinking in his mind, okay, I know that there's a screen back again. I know that Iris is under pressure, and I know that Iris will be trying to counter this. So therefore, I deduct that Iris will be getting a third base somewhere. So he ought to send an SUV out. By the way, 4GG expanding at the 2 o'clock. So, but having said that, as you can see from the minimap, Iris has sent an SUV up, so he knows that. But again, Iris can't do. Well, he has a vulture there.
Although the vulture's sitting idle,
yeah,
you'll at least know that it's there.
Well, the vulture will shortly be able to take out that SUV. But things aren't looking pretty in Iris's base, are they? I mean, Iris has got both his starport and his barracks floating over the ridge there, and 4GG looks to be in a commanding position over this base. And I mean, this just says to me that this map really, I mean, in a TVT, we can expect this to be happening quite a lot in future. In fact, if this is happening in TVT, I hate to think what will be happening in a TVP if tanks can do a position on the side like that, but we'll have to wait for a group that features Terran Brutal.
So are you saying that it's going to be coming? This is going to be a map about map control. Whoever controls the map is going to have the high ground advantage.
I'm not quite saying that, but what I am saying is that if you're a Terran player, you should always be looking for opportunities to make use of the fact that you've got vision straight over your opponent's base, based on that ledge there, and the fact that the ledge is precariously close to buildings. And if you're a player against Terrans, you really want to be building your important buildings far away from that ledge in case the Terran gets map control, as you said, and shells you with tanks. But looks like 4GG's prevented that harassment of expansion, but both players have their expansions up. Both players are on 3 bases at this point. And I really feel that 4GG needs to be scouting that 9 o'clock because he's got map control. He can get that 9 o'clock anytime he wants, but he can protect his own 2 o'clock expansion against Iris. Indeed. And he's got control over that natural as well. He's got a tank group. Oh, here we go. SCV seeing that base, and Iris knows it, so Iris is pushing out. What do you think of this attack? Mines being laid?
Mines, I tend to not see them too much in T versus T, but it seemed to have worked out quite well.
You definitely see mines in a map like Wuthering Heights, which is in the previous season, but not anymore. Wuthering Heights was a complete Terran imbalance map. Terrans had the advantage of that map by far. And SCV's coming off the line, so it looks like 4GG's pushing in here, and Iris struggling to defend against this. He's having to waste a lot of SCVs, and this is really going to hurt him economically, given that both players are on 3 bases, and they want to keep both 3 bases online. If you check the mini-map, sorry.
I'd say you want to remember that T versus T, the gas is quite... Oh, there we go.
GG.
4GG.
What were you going to say? What were you going to say?
I was going to say that the gas is quite critical, and I was interested
Absolutely.
to see that 4GG didn't push the 9 o'clock expansion of Iris, but obviously he's a pro gamer and he did it, and he won the game by not doing it.
He was about to. I mean, you saw the SCV move in there to confirm that Iris had that expansion, and as soon as that SCV arrived, Iris pushed out with vultures, knowing that he had to defend it, and he didn't succeed, and that allowed the 4GG to push in. So, guys, 4GG has landed himself in the playoffs, so we're going to be seeing him coming through. But now it's time to witness the loser of this match, Iris, against the winner of the losers match. We're about to find out the losers match, and it's going to be later versus Mensol. Now we're watching Mensol versus